All right, in today's lesson, we are looking at the distributive property. Before we actually talk about the distributive property, we need to talk about what it means to simplify an expression. All right, expressions are not simplified until there are no parentheses in the expression and you can't solve an equation. Equations are not solved until the parentheses are gone. All right, so in the process of solving an equation, we want to simplify the expressions on both sides of the equation. And in order to simplify those expressions on both sides of the equation, we need to get rid of the parentheses. The way that we get rid of those parentheses is by using the distributive property. All right, so if we have the expression A times the quantity, B plus C, to simplify that expression, we're going to multiply the number or the term that's outside of the parentheses by all the terms inside of the parentheses. So we're going to multiply the A times B, and we're going to multiply A times C. Once we do that, we will get AB, or A times B, plus A times C. Next part of today's lesson is combining like terms. All right, and remember, combining like terms, I believe, was the third step in the steps that I outlined in yesterday's lesson on solving equations. So like terms have the same variables and exponents on those variables. So for example, 3x and 5x squared are not like terms. They have the same variable, but they do not have the same power on the variables. The 3x has an exponent of 1, the x has an exponent of 1, and in the 5x squared terms, the x has an exponent of 2. So they are not like terms. Negative 4b and 2b, they are like terms because they both have a b in the terms, and both b's have an exponent of 1. So they are like terms. Negative 3ab squared and 9ab are not like terms because although they have the same letters, the first term has a power of 2 on the b. The second term has a power of 1 on the b. So they are not like terms. And then lastly, 7xy and negative 2xy, they are like terms because they have the same variables and the same power or exponents on those variables. All right, so let's get started with the examples. These two terms are like terms. So once you have identify the like terms, you just add or subtract the coefficients. The coefficients are the numbers in front of the variables. So negative 10 plus 3 will give us negative 7n. So think of the variable as like apples or oranges. You have negative 10 apples plus 3 apples will give us negative 7 apples. All right. Next example, 3n plus 6 minus 9n. The like terms in that expression are 3n and negative 9n. Because those are like terms, we want to add the coefficients. 3 plus negative 9 is negative 6. So negative 6n plus, that should actually be 6. So let's see if I can fix that. All right, so this should actually be a 6. 3n minus 9n is negative 6n, and then we have that constant plus 6. All All right, good. Next example, we have 2a minus 7 times the quantity, a minus 7. First thing we want to do is distribute, so we're going to multiply the negative 7 times all the terms inside the parentheses. When we do that, we will get 2a, and then negative 7 times a is negative 7a. Negative 7 times negative 7 is 49. Now we want to look for any like terms, and we do have like terms. 2a and negative 7a are like terms, so we add their coefficients. 2 minus 7 gives us negative 5. We get negative 5a plus 49. And last example. All right, first thing we want to do is distribute. In the steps that I outlined in yesterday's assignment, distributing came before combining like terms. So we want to distribute first. When I multiply the negative 6x times everything inside the parentheses, and I'm going to multiply the negative 2 times everything in the next set of parentheses. Negative 6x times 3 gives us the negative 18x. Negative 6x times 6x gives us negative 3x squared. Notice x times x is x squared. So negative 6x times 6x gives us negative 36x squared. And then negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. Negative 2 times negative 3x is positive 6x. Now we're looking for like terms. We have like terms in the x's. The x terms are like, so we add the coefficients. Negative 18 plus 6 gives us negative 12x. All right, so we have negative 36x squared minus the 12x minus 14. And the reason why I wrote it that way is because you should always write your terms in descending exponential order. All right, so you go off of the exponents on your variables. The highest exponent should be the first term, and then you just work your way down to the constants. In GoFormative, because there is no exponent button, for exponents you're going to use the little caret symbol on your keyboard. So this is how you would actually write this answer on GoFormative. You would use that little caret button. You're going to use the little caret button for exponents. So negative 36x caret 2, that's what we will use to do x squared, minus 12x minus 14, no spaces anywhere in your answer.